AI has permeated nearly every aspect of society, as we all know, including at the ballot box. As the U.S. nears a crucial midterm election, a flood of money is already impacting the races.
And it's the focus of this weekend's big take called AI is already reshaping U.S. politics at every level. One of the writers of that story, Emily Birnbaum, joins us now. Emily, in the post-Citizens United world, it already takes a ton of money to win these elections. How are AI and tech factoring in now?
This is the first cycle that AI has entered the political arena.
Entered the chat, yeah.
Yes.
has entered the chat with as much money as the crypto companies of the last cycle. So in total, AI companies and AI investors have pledged $275 million towards these midterm elections via super PACs. So we have a super PAC that's backed by the president of OpenAI and Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, and we have sort of a dueling PAC that is backed by Anthropic, and each of them are vying to boost candidates that are favorable to their AI regulation agenda. So this has become a central topic in these year's midterm elections.
We have an illustration of that for those who are watching on television and streaming the show, just looking at the amount of money that those two super PACs in particular have poured in. And really a crucible for that has been right where we're sitting in the New York 12th Congressional District. We just had a primary here a few days ago. Walk us through, I guess, principally why this was the place where all of this attention and energy and yes, money, was focused. Why the New York 12th?
Yes, so New York 12, crowded primary, and Alex Borez, who's a state assemblyman, when he first announced his candidacy, it was a long shot bid. But Alex Borez has long been known to the AI companies because he helped to write one of the country's first AI safety bills. And that was a bill they lobbied very hard against, particularly 816Z, which is behind one of the super PACs. So they announced they were going to spend $10 million to oppose his candidacy. And that prompted a huge proxy war from AI safety activists and Anthropic and tech employees who want more AI regulation of the technology they're creating. So money poured in really quickly. So the Andreessen-backed PAC ended up spending $8 million against Borez, but the AI safety community rallied behind him, and ultimately they spent over $20 million backing Borez. So this is a really expensive House primary. Borez did not win the race. He lost to Michael Lasher, who's another well-known New York political operative. But ultimately, the takeaway is not necessarily that the AI companies won, but rather that if in the races where they pledge to spend a lot of money, they actually have well-heeled opponents ready to spend in favor of that candidate.
Before we move on from the New York 12, I will say Michael Lasher was backed by Michael Bloomberg, majority shareholder of Bloomberg LP, the parent company of Bloomberg News.
It's this
well
name.
disclosed
It's this
on my
name
part,
right here.
yes.
Exactly. I want to talk because it's not just about money, though. We're also now in the era of deepfakes, and these AI-generated ads are kind of becoming more common. And you point out there's this ad for a Republican Louisiana congressional candidate, which has supposed liberals, including someone who looks like Billie Eilish, and another ad depicts Texas Democrat James Talarico singing about transgender children. These are not real, but how are these deepfakes impacting the vote?
So deepfakes in particular impact low information voters and usually older voters. So a younger voter who understands what AI looks like would have seen the video of James Talarico and known this looks like AI, this looks fake. But there is some evidence coming out that older people not as familiar with the nuances of what AI generated ads look like could be fooled by some of these things, and that could affect votes in some of these competitive primaries. It's still yet to be seen. Like experts in the space kind of caution from, experts in the space say people are more informed than you might imagine. So, maybe give people a little credit. But what's definitely true is Democrats and Republicans both are betting that this technology will help convince at least some voters.
And even if you know they're fake, I mean, people find them funny and share them. So it's a new way to kind of get your point across. Even if people are laughing at it, I feel like it does send some sort of a message.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the amount, all of this money being poured in. That's one facet of this AI election. The other is these deepfakes that we were just talking about. I think the third is just like AI as a policy issue or as a political issue in this campaign. And I wonder if you could talk about that as well. So, on the show, we've talked about how it's pushed up energy prices and caused a lot of dissatisfaction and concern in a lot of communities across the country.
Lots of debates about these data centers.
Totally. How is that manifest in these midterms? How is it likely to be manifest kind of looking to the general elections? Just the role that AI is going to be playing as a political issue.
Right. I think consistently what we're hearing is that data centers are the physical manifestation of anxiety voters have about AI, job loss related to AI, energy prices spiking due to the data centers. So every single day, data centers become a more and more potent issue in federal elections. So, for like the past year, they've been important at the local level, but now people are looking to people in their congressional candidates and incumbents, and they're saying, well, what are you going to do about this data center thing? Are you going to make sure that it doesn't use up all our water? It doesn't spike our utility bills. What you're seeing is, even in some of these very competitive races, so thinking about Pennsylvania governor's race, this is coming up. Candidates are seeking to distinguish themselves, saying, I'm going to protect you from data centers. My opponent's not going to. And it's interesting. It doesn't go along partisan lines. It's not a left-right issue. It's sort of data centers are becoming a proxy for, I'll protect you from the establishment, from corporations trying to disrupt, what's happening in your backyard. So data centers, I think, are the most visible way that AI is coming up across the country. And I think probably in 2028, AI-related job loss is going to be the next big issue that people consider even a kitchen table issue.
So I was talking with Mike Shepard, editor who does a lot of AI editing for us, and I said, what are the odds that in 2028 we're going to call that the AI election? It seemed he was very clear that this is going to be a thematic trend here in this election, the next one, and the one after that.
Well, that was going to be my question. We've got about 20 seconds left, but we're focused on the midterms now. Do you expect this to be all exacerbated when it comes to the next presidential race?
Absolutely. These midterms are just a dress rehearsal. 2028 is when we're going to really see AI policy come to a head. Presidential candidates will have to stake out their positions, and we'll see which side wins.